What's going on, everybody? How we doing? Oh, I guess I have to hit the button first, huh? There we go. Thought I hit it, did not. Make time for self-care today. You deserve it. Pretty good one. So, hope everybody had a good weekend, good Father's Day weekend, all that good stuff. If you're usually on Twitch, sorry if I made you come over here. Not going to be doing Twitch anymore. I feel like we weren't really getting the turnout over there that I was expecting. Not necessarily expecting, but just, yeah. Adrian, what's up, man? Good morning. Sorry if I'm chewing in your ear for a sec. I'm trying to get some kind of food in me besides my Balls energy drink. I was just kind of sitting here looking through some charts. Didn't really see anything. So figured I would jump on here early and talk to you guys. Probably be a nice little scanner day here. I did want to check something. Here we go. Alrighty. I do have some pretty big news today. And as always, I like to give it to you guys first because you're the ones that are here live with me in the mornings. And just like to give you guys a little preview. I was going to wait until a little closer to the bell, see if some more people roll in here, just to let as many people know that do come in here, which isn't a lot, which is part of the big news. So, yeah. See what the news is here in a few minutes. I'll do it in about 2 minutes. I'll sit here and eat the rest of my beef stick. Yeah, those nice setups. That's what we wait for. I have a new setup as well. You can see I'm in the bottom left of the screen. I actually went to a 4 chart / montage setup. So it made my charts a little bit bigger when I scaled them in. So I had a little bit of extra space over here on the left side. So I decided to put my scanner back in there. But it's not really going to do you guys much good. Which you'll see why here in a couple minutes. Shane, what's up, man? Good morning. That green name looks so good. I don't think I can change the color. Only the emoji next to it, the money bags. Which I might have to change those around a little bit too. We'll see. I guess not. Still, yeah, I guess the middle one wouldn't really make sense. I'll break the news to you guys here at 9:27. That's my birthday. We'll do it. We'll do it then. Heard that the old Ross didn't make a pre-market trade. I'm a little disappointed. He's not up $150,000 before market opens. What? Come on. He's slacking. Definitely going to be a scanner day the more I look at all these charts. Really not too much. This SHLL is kind of interesting, but I mean, it pretty much gave all of those gains back from when it first opened back. So not too much going on there. Looking up at the gapper list, there's really not too much to look at. Actually, NVTA popped up. That wasn't up there before, yeah. I was up a little early this morning, so. Marketing, what's up? Good morning. All right, so the news, which it probably will be a surprise to most because a lot of my channel, sorry, I'm blowing off my keyboard. A lot of my channel has been based off of these live streams. And, well, I've always been honest with you guys. I've been getting a little burnt out with focusing so much on the live stream itself. So I think the time has come to where I'm going to be taking a break from the live stream. Not completely. I still plan to do the Friday night live streams. I thoroughly enjoy those. I love recapping the week. And I want to continue to try to have an educational type session every Friday night. I think those are very valuable to me and to anybody who watches. So I don't plan to stop those. But the morning live streams, I feel like I've been going back and watching my streams here and there, like kind of just watching tidbits, and I've started to notice that I focus a little bit more than I thought I did on the stream itself. And I'm not saying it causes me to trade differently. I'm not saying it causes me to miss trades. I'm not saying any of that stuff. All I'm getting at is, one, I am starting to burn out a little bit, to be completely upfront. Two, to also be completely upfront, we are not, like, the live stream itself is not growing. So it's almost like, from a business perspective, there's really not much value behind doing the live stream, like, for the channel itself as a business. So I can still do what I do on the live stream without having to worry about the live stream, if that makes sense. So now, to answer Constantine, he said, I need your live streams, can't trade alone. I am still going to be in my Discord via the Hangout channel. So you can, if you still want to hear my voice and talk about trading, you can come in there. Now, you won't be able to talk back to us. Like, it'll be me, Devin, and maybe some of the other moderators that are in there. If they want to talk, we can all talk, and then it'll be kind of like the live stream, but not quite. So there will be that option. So if you want to still kind of talk on a daily basis, I'm just not going to go out of my way to really keep the stream up and running on YouTube like I have been. I'm still going to be putting out videos every day. I'm still going to be fully transparent, all that good stuff. I want to make sure you guys still see that part of my journey. But the live streams itself, just to be completely honest, getting a little burnt out, and they're not really expanding and growing as much as I thought they would. So, yep. So make sure you join the Discord. That's a really loud bell. Make sure you join the Discord if you're not already in there, because starting tomorrow, that's what we're going to be doing. So, and as far as like we're still going to be doing the 2 Saturdays a month for the high level support guys to talk strategy. Like, nothing else is changing. The only thing is we're just going to stop doing the morning live streams. I'm still going to be talking through my trades just as much as I do here. But just not having to worry about like the chat and getting it up and running and all that good stuff, making sure I'm here on time and all that stuff. That's really what I'm kind of getting burnt out on. So, and we might come back in the future. This isn't something I'm saying I'm gonna stop doing forever. Just for right now, definitely need to take a little bit of a break. What is date? What do you mean? What is the date? AAA. Start scrolling through some charts here. Sorry, Brad. You can still come. You can still come hear my voice. I feel like a lot of people in here, anyways, are just, they're not really watching me, because I mean, you're probably trading yourself anyway. So if you're really just kind of listening to me, like I said, just come join the Discord, and that option will still be there. EVOK. What have we got? Shares. I need to check my day trades over here. Ugh, it says we only got one. I might not mess with that today, to be completely honest. That SHLL kind of trying to make a move. AXU, no shares there. Yeah, tomorrow. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna finish. I'm doing the live stream today. I'm not. I didn't get on just to get right back off. Watching NVTA here. This has some room. This has potential. Should make sure these are still the loads. Okay. I'd like to see this up through 23. We're going to start NVTA here. We got 92. That dropped way quicker than we wanted it to. We'll put them out there at 50, or right around the 50 mark if it wants to get there. Getting shoved down. All right, we're headed back up here towards the top. See if this wants to poke through 23. It's trying. Got VNet up as well. Oh, there's the poke through 23. All right, we're going to get the add there. Puts us at, I hate having to look down there for it. All right, up near 2350 is where we're looking for that next one. Oh, VNet moving here too. Gonna start VNet. We'll go full screen here. We're gonna get another add there, up close for 50. See if it wants to go through. All right, we're through. Jeez, thing's starting to squeeze a little bit. Man, right up to 24. Yikes. And we get to add up through 24 there. What's that put our average at? Not too great. We get to add on VNet there as well. Oh, geez, look at this thing go. We're gonna hit it there one more time, and we got one more add here. What's our average at? 2381. Yikes. Not the best of averages here. VNet's coming down. Trying to hang in there with NVTA here. Definitely started this one a little early. VNet looking for closer down towards 21. Our average on VNet is 2146. I think we're going to have a... Jeez, this thing is going a little nutso. All right, looks like we're going to get our last ad here. Wow. All right, we missed that. If we were looking to add there, kind of caught me off guard. Put an order out there on VNet to cover 75% if it wants to get down there. A little stuck here on NVTA. I mean, we're not stuck, but adding here would be kind of crappy. Our average is really bad down there at 2381. Might just be lucky to kind of get out of this one alive. Definitely going to be a stop at high of day, though, that's for sure. You can just put that in there. If he wants to get back up there, there's no way we're looking to hold on to this thing. Just trying to be patient with it here. So we're on the bid on VNet for our 75%. Trying to let this NVTA come back to us. All right, we got the 75% there on VNet. See if we can let that one work a little bit more for us. Need this breakdown through 25 on NVTA. We have a really bad average on this. I don't really want to add here because that would give us a kind of a crappy... yeah, see, here we go. And we might look to get our ad here and then put the stop at high of day. If this thing wants to just squeeze right to high of day, though, there's not much we can do about it. Man, what a pisser this would be to start the week. Man, we were way early on this. I mean, even if we got to add up there on that pop, I mean, there's really not much we could have done about it. This is going to be almost like right at our max loss if it comes back up the high of day without any more ads. That's why I wasn't afraid to add if it got up a little through 50 there. But we'll see what it does. Might end up taking off some for a loss to reduce our risk, depending on where it gets to. VNet still coming down. We're at that previous resistance. It's kind of going through. Might look to cover out our 60% here. closer to 50. Let's load it. We'll put it in at 55. See if it wants to go down there and test it. A little bit of a spread there. This 25 area we need on NVTA to get through. It refuses. We're on the bid there on VNet for our 60%. It was 2 cents away, so we'll take it there. Yeah, we would have just got the fill. It's all good. So I'm not mad at how we played this so far. Just a little unfortunate that we're this early and this thing is not pulling back whatsoever. There we go. 325 there temporarily. We're going to probably have to be really patient with this anyway. I mean, like I said, we have a pretty bad average on this one. And we definitely did not get that pop up there to 26. It happened pretty fast and immediately shot back down. To answer you, expert level dispatch, no. SINT, there are no shares available. So we are at the mercy of the market gods here on NVTA. Just waiting to see what it wants to do. Like I said, we're well within our risk. We played this. I mean, this is exactly what we want it to do. Like when it makes a squeeze like this, but we're just not getting a pullback. So I don't hate how we played it per se. We were a little early, obviously. But, I mean, that's part of the game. We're well within our risk management here. If I were to hit my stop max 200 button, I'm pretty sure it would put me right around the same area. Let's actually do the math real quick. We have 90 shares. So 200. 2.22. Yeah, so 2.22. So 30 or 21 or yeah, 2381 plus 2.22. It would actually put us at 2603. So that just goes to show you that we were pretty spot on. If we would have got that ad on that pop, it would have put our max loss like right there at our last ad. So it was like perfect. So I'm not mad from that aspect. Just can't seem to get this pullback really. It's looking heavy. We're in a little bit of a descending triangle here. The problem is we're not going to get the kind of pullback that we're looking for back down to our average. I guess we could put the majority of our position down there to see what happens, just in case. But just to... Oh, wait, that's 24. Ooh, that was close. Almost making mistakes here again, guys. So 2380. So that's down where our average is. We're at 2381. So we need a pretty good pullback here. Still have our remaining shares in VNet. It's down there at 2040. Our average is up there at 2146. So looking fine there. The NVTA is not really cooperating whatsoever. This thing is definitely a little squeezy. I'm glad we actually started this smaller, because I had the 50-cent increment there, but I've played NVTA in the past and I know it could be squeezy, so that's why I started a little smaller. And yeah, it kind of worked out. And yes, tomorrow is when I said I'm going to start the Discord. This thing is looking like it wants to go high a day. Guess we could move it right above 26. And if it does want to squeeze up there, I might as well make it go through just barely. 26. Make sure I got that right. So VNet kind of chilling around under VWAP here. That's kind of what I'm watching. Not really looking to let this thing go back through 21 for the most part. We'll see what it wants to do here at VWAP though. We need NVTA to reject this pop through 25 again. We might actually get some kind of a pullback. Definitely some pretty good resistance at that 25.50 area as well. Not really seeing too much else going on. Been scrolling through the rest of these charts. Trying 25 again. We got down to 24.76 last time. Let's see if we can get down through that area this time. What did SHLL do? Yeah, that was a pretty good move by the... I knew that one would be interesting. And VAC's making a move to the downside. NIU making a pretty good move to the upside here. Volume isn't that great. Excuse me. This 25 area is holding really strong. And it's that 25.50 area. We're in a little bit of a range here that's holding it down. So it's really a matter of, I guess, the bears and the bulls debating on which one wants to crack first. There's a little bit of a break. Ball right back up. This thing is stubborn. So watching VNet as well. I'm gonna put my stop in on VNet through 21. Not really interested in letting it go too much further than that. Was hoping VWAP would hold it down. Sorry, I'm just making sure I got this in right. Yeah. There's a break. See what kind of a push down we can get here. Come on, ask. I should have hit that. That was such a big drop. I should have took off half there. It was right to VWAP. It actually got all the way down there to 24.13. Ah, that was kind of silly on my part. The drop that we got there, I thought we might actually get down through 24 there all at once. I was giving it a sec. I don't know why I was going so high there. Oh, here we go again. Trying to be patient. See if we can get that push through. Put an order there at 23.80 or 24.15 just for those 30 shares that we added up top. Come on, give us that push. Don't call me greedy. Give us that push to 24. I hate not having the 55% button. Trying to be patient here. My emotions are getting me a little bit. But we are having to wait a lot more than we would normally wait. There we go. Looking for that 24 test. Alright, we're going to take off those 30 from up top, and we'll try to be patient. We'll take those off at a loss just to reduce our risk a little bit here. It is trying to hold VWAPs right there. Probably could have got a little bit better of a fill there if we would have left that order out. So that was 1/3 of our position. Still got 60% of it here. I'm just trying to manage risk here. VNet actually down at the lows there. Should have put an order out there for that 20 area. It's all right. We didn't get there yet anyway, but looking for this to come back down through 24. And this is that squeeze that we were kind of afraid of. This thing was trying over and over again at this area, and it just did not want to go. And now it's a matter of what it wants to do after this bounce. Obviously, we're hoping it comes back down towards 24. It's So the only thing that could have made this trade a little bit better is if we would have got that ad on that last pop, but it happened so fast we just missed it. So at this point we're almost kind of managing a losing trade, which, hey, sometimes you're going to do that. It's part of the game, unfortunately. Did have a really nice looking trade here on VNet. Still waiting here on VNet as well. Let's put a range order in on this one. Low range 20.01, 21, so it's got about a point. Could put a trail on it for now. Let's do that. We're at 27, so 80 cents just for the time, just for now, just in case. That way if we do get some droppage, actually the low, let's just put it down. Let's do a range. I'd rather do a range. There we go. Move back down. This thing's all over the place. Let's do 19, do 88. And we'll do 92. High range 21.01. Cancel that one. There we go. All right, we got the range in there on VNet. Trying to see what NVTA wants to do here. And also still watching the scanners. Not really too interested if this thing goes back through 25, to be completely honest. Especially if the spread is pretty killer too. Did it already get through? Yeah, 25.05. So that's not too good. And give it one last little try here at 25. Actually, I think my stop's the right amount of shares. Just wanted to make sure I didn't have it still set at 90. So as you can see, we at least read that as it was coming down, right? We could feel the base there. Didn't want to go lower. And now you can see 25.05 is where some sellers are. So if we get through that 25.05 area, it's probably not looking good. So we're actually going to lower this down. We'll put our stop. Oops. Market 25.05, or we'll put it at 06. All right. So we updated our stop here. If it wants to go above this area that tried to hold, I'm not really interested in it over 25 anyway, but at least we're showing that there is a little resistance there at 25.05. So hopefully that'll hold strong. NK making a decent little move. Don't have any shares here on CMEG. VNet trying to come down and test that 20 area. We have our order at 1992. So ideally, we'd want this 25 to hold, come down and test 24 again. But it's looking like it wants to go higher without coming down to retest it. Right, we're looking for this to be kind of a sloppy seconds, the bouncy ball effect. And hopefully that 25.05 is the top. I mean, can't go too much higher because then it wouldn't be too much of a bouncy ball because 25.50 is right there. That was kind of where it was being used as resistance before. But it's not looking good. It's definitely being held up here a little bit. Right back to 25 on the ask. So we're probably going to get some slippage out of this thing as well. Yep. Watch, we're going to get filled up there with 18. Yep, 25.18. The slippage is always fun. That's for sure. All right, so we're out of that. It didn't end up being that big of a loser. It was half of a max loss, but it still kind of sucks. Really not too much we can do about it. We just started that thing way too early. Missed that last ad up there. Actually, I'm gonna go back later and see if we would have got an ad even halfway up there. Like, because I kept wanting to add close to where it was showing resistance here, and then just risk the rest off high of day. But I feel like the spread was a little too bad throughout most of it, and it just never really gave us a chance. But man, these stop outs with that slippage, when you're using bigger share size, it really starts to add up. I mean, our stop was down there at 06 and we got filled at 18. So 12 cents. Sometimes some moves, that's all you're looking for a total take profit. And for that to just be slippage normal, it does hurt a little bit. I'm not going to lie. And it's pretty constant. Anytime you put a market stop in, it always happens on CMEG. I was actually looking into it this weekend, and there's a thing called positive slippage, and it's where you basically, that's positive slippage is if it worked in your favor. So the negative slippage would be what's happening here. So the broker is basically kind of making you pay the spread when it happens. Kind of sucky. And unfortunately, it's looking like that was a fake out breakout. But we don't know that that's going to be the case. This thing could have easily went through there and squeezed right up the high of day, the way that this thing's been trading. So we'll take it off there, and we'll lick our wounds on that one. We ended up losing 96 on that one. So kind of a bummer. VNet almost got down through 20. It got to 20.02. Also not interested in VNet if this wants to go back above the VWAP area. But we'll leave our stop where it's at for now. 1 second. Let's put that back in there. So kind of crappy there on NVTA, but hey, pocket aces just didn't work out that time. That was a really good move, and we just started it early. So bad flop, bad turn, decent turn, I should say, and then a bad river card, and we lost the hand. That's all there is to it. Keep looking around here. IDX making a pretty good move, but we don't have any shares here either. NK ended up being a nice trade. No shares there. FUV, I guess we can go. I can put the main chart up here for VNet since that's the only thing we're in currently. Our order's just kind of sitting there right under 20. Figured we'd be happy with it if it wants to get down there. Starting to see a little bit of resistance form here at that 2030 area. We'll see what it does this time around. So for anybody that wasn't here earlier, that is now, sad news. This is going to be our last live stream that from the purpose of doing it every single day. I am going to be throwing out one of these kind of open to everybody at least once a month. Could be more. It kind of depends how I feel, throughout that month. But to be straight up honest with you, for everyone that wasn't here, I had mentioned this earlier, just getting a little bit burnt out. And as you can see, the stream itself is not really growing. It's kind of the same people over and over again, which is completely fine. I really appreciate your guys' support. But at the same time, it's not very beneficial to me from the business perspective when it comes to streaming. I'd much rather focus on my trading and try to figure out, how to optimize my trading as much as possible, because I did go back and I started watching my stream some, and I started to realize that I was paying a little too much attention to the stream and the chat and stuff like that, where if I was putting that into my trading, very well could be a little bit further than I am now. Still plan to do the Friday night live streams. If you are a member of the high level support, we're still going to be doing the 2 Saturdays a month. Like, nothing else is changing. Just the morning live streams are not going to be happening as much. And I was thinking of making it kind of a perk as being a member too, of doing maybe like 2 of these live streams as well throughout the month. So just something I'm kind of still going through, just telling you guys my thoughts as they're happening. I've always been fully transparent with you guys. I'm still going to be doing in the Discord though. I did make a voice channel. I'm going to be jumping in there every morning. So if you guys still want to hear someone kind of talking and hanging out, and you still have some questions to ask, feel free, jump in the Discord. I'm still going to be doing that every morning. I just don't want to have the obligation of waking up knowing that I have to get everything set up for the live stream, make sure I'm on time for the live stream, make sure, which I'm pretty much never on time anyway, but you guys, you can see how it's, it can be pretty hectic, and it does take away from my trading a little bit. I feel I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not blaming you guys for like missing trades or having losing trade. I'm not, none of that. I'm just saying I personally am getting a little burnt out with it. And it's not to say that this might return in the future, but as of right now, where the channel stands currently, where my trading stands currently, I would really like to focus more on my trading, to progress there as much as possible. And if the stream was kind of growing from a business perspective on YouTube, sure, we might have tried to stick it out and figure out how to make it work, but it's really not. So it doesn't really make sense if that. So hopefully you guys can understand that and, appreciate the honesty behind it. And hopefully you come in the Discord and kind of hang out, and we can still hang out every day. I have it set up. You guys can come in, listen. You just can't talk back. You can chat in the general hangout, and we can obviously answer questions that way. But it will not be like my main focus, at least until things start to slow down, kind of like they are now for the most part. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys that update if you weren't here earlier to hear it. FRAN is halted to the upside. We don't have any shares there. Get that out of the way. Thanks, Alex. This QTT making an interesting move on, like, it has good volume. The range isn't that great. I don't have any shares there though. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate all your guys' support, 100%. But sometimes you just gotta do what's best for you. That's kind of what we're shooting for. So VNet starting to come back up here. It's at VWAP. We'll see what it does here. If it rejects here and tries to come back down, we can kind of move our pivot down. IDEX. Yeah, I saw IDEX on the scanner a little bit earlier. No, we don't have any shares there. MTSL. MTSL making a nice little breakout here. Range isn't great. It's a lower float. We don't have any shares anyway. It's on SSR as well. FRAN is opened back up. It opened higher. I have a feeling this looks very much like a chat room. Could possibly be involved. Things going a little nuts. We don't have any shares there. GNMK, did we miss GNMK? We don't have any shares on that, but yeah, look at that move on GNMK. Real quick just to show you guys. That was a really quick one. We don't have shares on it though. VERI making a pretty good move here, up to Friday's highs. Good morning. Yeah, we wanted to come see me trade live before I start using the scanners tomorrow. I missed ADOM. Let's see, ADOM. Is that a ticker? It's not coming up for me. Went to 13.99 from the drop to, yeah, I think you might have typed that wrong. You have to let me know. FRAN trying to get up there to the second halt price there, 651. Looks like it actually got the 648. I wonder if the halt price was there and it moved up there. Now it's at 657. It's trying to halt. You see the bid stacking up here, so it does look like it's going to halt here. Yep. Unless you get some crazy big size to come in here and smash it down. It's trying. Okay, we didn't halt just yet. A lot of selling going on. Oh, nope. Bid stacking back up. All right, we're going to halt here now. 657. Halt price there on FRAN. Oh, OTC. Gotcha. That's a little frustrating. We missed our cover there on VNet. As slow as this thing is, we got a little greedy looking for it to go through 20. Now we're letting this thing go all the way back against us. Granted, it's the last 10% of our shares, but I guess it is what it is. STAA. I see that up there on the scanner. Spread's not too bad on this. Man, did get a little spready there. I was looking to hit it above 56 and shot back down. Hopefully you got that, Thomas, over 56. I pulled it up a little late there. Now we got about a 30-cent spread on it. It does look a little grindy, but yeah, this last little move here was pretty nice. I'll probably stay away from this one for now. It is coming back down. Look at that 40-cent spread. Yep, that's the move you were looking for if you were in. NVTA definitely looks backside here now that it got us out. It did try to go higher. I'm leaving it alone personally. I was just curious. I saw Brian had said he might be interested in this again, so I was just taking a look. VNet does appear to be trying to go higher. Got through VWAP there. Just leave our stop there. Ah, you were late. Yeah, I felt a little late to that as well. It was a pretty quick pullback. I was trying to watch it for a second to see if I liked the action on it, and then it dropped through 56 and got a little spready. I mean, even look at it now, it's still got a 50-cent spread on it. Yeah, this VNet just grinding up here off the bottom. I was kind of hoping to get some kind of rejection from either the EMA, VWAP, or something, but it doesn't look like. We're going to see if this last resistance we had at 2093 wants to hold. If not, then oh well, we'll just be out of the trade. Yeah, the Ultra Scan is part of the team package. So it would be a little bit more. The team package, you get the Ultra Scan as well as the chat room. I mean, you get the Platinum chat as a Platinum member, but with the team package, you get the team chats, which are, you get the lounge area where we kind of just talk all day trading and whatnot, but then you also get the alert channel, call it the live room, where everybody alerts their trades for the most part, which is kind of what I like using that channel, just to pull up the trades that I may have missed off the scanner. Just it's kind of like if you're busy with something, you hear that chat go off and you're like, oh, I should probably take a look at that if somebody else is interested, because we all are looking for the same type of moves for the most part. So a lot of times you'll see me pull up charts and they could be from there, and I'm just still not interested because it doesn't fit my edge. And it's no different than watching something right off the scanner. Not everything is going to fit your edge, and everybody's edge is a little different. So that's why it's nice to be in a like-minded room with others. So that way, every once in a while, you can pull something up, and it might have been something that you missed. I had IB up earlier. I actually still have it up. I even made a thing for it so you guys can see it a little bit better. But I didn't quite see the point in. Oh, I just noticed that you can't see my chart over there. I wonder how far over I'd have to go for that. There we go. I noticed that you couldn't see, or I noticed I only had one day trade left, and I didn't really want to mess with that just in case. So David playing WW to the long side here. It's a pretty good drop. VNet is coming back down. Could play a little on the long side here. That was a pretty quick move back up though. 79 all the way back up to 24. Spread's pretty good on this though. Not a huge fan of the volume either. I just saw that. That was a pretty good move though. Previous support all the way up here, 24.46. Nice drop all the way down there below 24. Starting to pop right back up through 24. I'd be looking to at least somewhere around that 24.46 area. Yeah, I'm very short biased. I just find that they work a little bit more often, at least to me. I just find them to be a little bit easier. I feel like the human emotions behind buying and selling are a little bit more favored towards selling. Yeah, that GNMK was a nice trade. So VNet trying to come back down here. So we did make a lower high. It was pretty close though. 2084. It was at 93. We'll try to see if we can move down and stay under VWAP this time. Just going to leave the stop there for now. I will say, though, I kind of want to move this down because I feel like if we get back down there, now we're most likely going to go a little bit lower than that. Probably down towards this low a day area. Put it down there for now. We'll see what it does at 20 if we get there. It's coming right back down to it. Not so sure we like that, right? A little bit too intense of a move. We don't want it to come down too quick. I mean, unless it wants to go straight to our order, then that's a different story. Still looking around, starting to slow down a little bit here. Watching SNCR. Love to see a lot more of a push through 4 here. Previous resistance sitting right there at 4, so we'd need a pretty good push out of it. So not really getting the move here, SNCR. I mean, it's trying, but this 3, what's this candle look like? About a 14-cent candle. Yeah, it just gave it all back there in one shot. So we were looking for at least a 15, 20-cent candle. It doesn't look like we're getting it. So I think this is our last attempt here on VNet. Just looking to close everything out. Come down. Got VWAP sitting at 57. We'll just come down. We'll use the pivot for now. So 85. So 83 or 89 apparently. Do 89. See if we scroll. No, it's probably not going to work. So this chart looks much better than the one on NVTA. Taking a look at NVTA, that thing actually went pretty much back up to the highs. Pretty frustrating trade there. At least we did get some of our risk out down here, and then we were looking for this thing to kind of continue to roll over, but it just did not want to. We had some pretty good resistance on that pop through 25. It shoved it down twice, so that's why we put our stop there, realizing if it kind of went through that area, it was most likely going to continue, and it didn't. It tried to right away, but then it kind of consolidated and went higher. So even if we would have got this pop, it would have made the trade a little bit easier. Probably could have got out for mainly break even. I'm pretty sure we actually would have got out for a little bit of a win if we got that pop, but It happened really quick. Kind of missed it. Wanted to add in this consolidation. Probably should have. It's kind of the point of splitting the ads up. Brian did call me out on this earlier, and he was right. The whole point of splitting the ads like I did, I mean, this was still 112. Just the first 2 entries was the first one. The second 2 entries was the second one. And then the last 2 are supposed to be the 2-part. But I guess part of me just let my emotions get to me. I was a little bit scared to hit the button. But I did have a defined stop, so I'm not really sure looking back why I was kind of scared. It was just the added risk from this consolidation up to the highs, and we just didn't hit the button. So as it was coming back down, we did get out some of our position there. It probably would have been pretty close to break even. We can do the math here in a little bit. Well, let's just do the math real quick. Let's see. Let's look at our orders here. So we had 22.92 plus 23.11. You could argue too that I mean, the reason those first 2 were close together is because it did feel pretty toppy there. And then when it started to break out again, that's kind of what got us. 21.33 plus 23.40. So we did have 4 ads pretty close together considering the move it ended up making, but it was already a pretty good move at that point. So I can't really fault myself too much for it. VNet did try to break down again there. Found support though, back up through 2050. We'll go down to that just in case it wants to try to stop us out. All right, divide this by 4. So our average is 22.69. How many shares was that at the time? 60. So 60 times 22.69. Then 30 times 24.70. Oops. 30 times 24.70. So 741 plus 1361.40. And then divide that by 90. So our average was 23.36. So 2102.40. And then let's say on that pop, let's go back up to the chart real quick. So let's say on this pop let's just say we added in this consolidation. So we'll say just 25.20 to be conservative. So let's do 25.20 times 30, so plus the 2102.40, and divide that by 120. Doesn't seem right. Did I do that right? Guess it would be. This is saying our average would have been 23.82. Which, I mean, that would have only raised it a penny because our average was at 23.81. Man, was it that bad, really? Huh. I mean, I guess it could be. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did the math right. And let's do it old school. 15 times 22.92 plus 15 times 23.11. Wait. Yeah, that can't be right. Could just go find one of them averaging calculators real quick. 22.92 times 15. Coming up to our stop here on VNet. Let's go back to that just in case. $23.11 times 15. 21.33 times 15. 20. Wait. Oh, that's why. Because I started VNet in there. I'm reading. Okay, I'm an idiot. All right. 22.92 times 15. 23.11 times 15. 23.40 times 15. 24.03 times 15. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, VNet was nice. GDT got that as well. Pretty sure he did a little bit better probably on the sizing as well. MVTA was not so nice. Good job on dodging that one. What just out of curiosity, GDT, what made you take VNet and not NVTA? Or did you just not pull up NVTA while you were messing with VNet? As I am still trying to figure this out. Okay. Then 2470 times 30. All right, so let's add these together. $741 plus 343.80 plus 346.65. Oops, that's not right. Oh no! God dang it. 343.80 plus 346.65 plus 351 plus 360.45 plus 741. Divide that by 90, and that should give us 2381, which it does. Okay. So then we said 2520 times 30 would be 756. So add that to the 2142.90 and then divide that by 120. So yeah, our average would have been at 2415.75. So we could have got out break even for maybe a little profit. It went down 2413, 2412, 2412 was as low as it got. So we could have basically just got out break even. So would have been obviously better to get out break even. But at that point, we probably would have taken off 75% and we still would have ended up stopping out the rest here just to reduce it, kind of like we did anyway. So it would have been much less of a loss, but it still would have been a loss. So, oh, if you look at that, VNet actually came right up to our stop, 85, 88. Our stop's at 89. So trying to put it at 85 most likely would have got a stop there. So maybe the little extra 4 cents there. See if it wants to come back down. It was acquisition news. Gotcha. Yeah, we started that one a little early on NVTA. If we would have waited a little bit longer, probably would have ended up being a pretty good trade. But unfortunately, not only did we start a little early, but it felt a little toppy at the beginning, which was definitely a little bit of a fake out, and then it just exploded. But I'm actually pretty happy with myself because we were well within our risk the entire time. Even if it would have went through 26 there, that was exactly where our max loss was. So I played it correctly for the most part. It just didn't work out. It was a tough one. I mean, these last couple of weeks have been full of tough trades, for sure. And I was trying to trade a little bit more frequently today, but everything else that kind of popped up, we didn't really have shares on. So again, just kind of sitting here letting VNet do its thing. Definitely going to keep our stop there. It ended up being a pretty good area to have it. Still looking for this thing to move back down. We'll see what it does. We needed to get below this 2019 area this time. We did make a higher low versus attempting that 20 area the first time. At this point, it would have looked pretty ingenious to keep our order there at 23, whatever it was. Let me see. Or 20 and something. We had it at we had it at 2001, didn't we? Because we were looking for the test. And because I remember saying it was exactly a point away. Either it went up to 2101 because I see the stop there for 2101, or we get to take profit it. So we would have missed it by a penny. That's kind of funny. And there goes NVTA to high of day. It's a crazy one. looking at the daily, this thing has some room up here to that 28 area. Be interested actually if it wants to get up there in this move. See it shoot through 27 here. Ooh, bad fill. 73. Thought I was getting up in the 80s. See what we get, what kind of drop we get here. Put an order out there just in case for about half of it. See if we get down through 50. All right, we'll take the quick little trade there. Get some of it back off of NVTA. Told you I was looking for that quick pop. Ended up taking close to 40 cents there. Actually, yeah, almost 40. It was a little bit more of a scalp play. This thing is definitely strong. Just when that really quick pop, you could tell that was a pretty intense move. So we were just looking to capitalize on a little bit of a pullback before it decided to continue if it wanted to, which it does look like it's trying to. Which if I do keep playing this, it's probably going to be mainly scalps. Maybe if it wants to shoot up through 27 right to that 28 area, could be something worth toying around with just because of that daily resistance. Scroll out. There it is right there. VNet's just kind of chilling at VWAP, so not really much going on there. BMRA making a really nice move right off the scanner as well. 9 mil float. Don't have any shares here on CMEG. Watching NVTA though. Seeing what it wants to do here through 27. Tim Stott can't have an interview without Tim, right? I mean, I guess he could. Vincenzo, I don't know if you were here earlier, but enjoy it. If you want to keep harassing me, you have to come in the Discord from now on. No, I do not. I don't really use level 2. I use it just to look at the price. I don't use it for my actual trading or my strategy or my edge. I just use it to look at the spread. I was actually looking at how much it costs on Interactive Brokers to get DOS set up, and I noticed if you wanted everything, it would cost like $200. But I don't really use level 2. I use it for entertainment purposes. Like I'll talk to you guys about how you could use it, but I don't personally use it because I think it's just a big game of liar's poker. But it's $100 cheaper to get DOS set up on Interactive Brokers. It's only $100 if you just get level 1, because then you don't need any of the market data and all that stuff. So if and when I probably do go over to IB fully on DOS, I will most likely not have level 2 anymore. Because all I really need is this level 1, to be completely honest. I just need to know what the spread is. Current price on the spread. So we were really looking for this thing to pop up through 27. It didn't quite get there. Not looking, after the pullback it had, not really looking to play a double top. I was really looking for that to extend up towards that daily resistance. But it did have a pretty good pullback here after it retested 27. VNet still kind of doing its thing. It tried to get back up there again, made another lower high, not by much, back below VWAP yet again. It is also making higher lows. So you could almost say that this is an ascending triangle because it does keep testing the same area over and over again, but also making higher lows. So just to give you guys the old trend line draw here. So you can see a little bit, our stop happens to be pretty much right at the top there, and you can see the ascending triangle forming itself. So a little bit of a slower trade there as well. BMRA, looks like it made another little move up there through 750, but it did come all the way back down to 720. That was a quick mover. Yeah, the big news, I can just tell you what it was. But yeah, the big news is that this is going to be our last live stream for a while. Not for a while, but we're still going to be doing the Friday night live streams. I still plan to do one that's open to everybody at least once a month, but I am kind of getting a little burnt out. So I'm just going to stop doing them in the mornings every day. I want to focus on my trading a little bit more. And like I had said earlier to everybody, not saying I'm trading worse because of the stream, but I would just like to make sure that I'm putting all my focus into my trading because I was going back and watching some of my previous live streams. And I noticed I'm paying a little bit more attention to the stream than I probably should have been when I should have been just trading. So that's really all there is to it, just being upfront and honest with you guys. And the other thing I had mentioned is that it's just not, the stream itself is not really growing. If it was growing and it could possibly help out the business side of things for the channel itself, it could have been something to try to figure out how to make it work. But since it's not, it's something that I would like to reevaluate later if the channel does continue to grow without it, because I don't feel like the stream is really helping the channel overall with its growth. So, and maybe it is. Maybe if we stop doing this and the numbers really slow down from a growth perspective, then that's something I'll have to deal with, because it's really something that I'm kind of passionate about. I've been really giving this a lot of thought lately, and just want to see what happens if I just kind of take the leap and stop doing the live stream for a little bit. So yeah, that's all there is to it. I am going to continue to be live in my Discord, though. So if you guys want to come hang out in there, just come into the general hangout. You can join the Hangout voice channel, and I will be in there every morning as well. I just won't be probably like as active / talking through all of my trades and whatnot. I'll actually be trying to focus on the trades. Chart, I got VNet up. Yeah, MVTA just kind of doing its own thing. To get that nice little scalp there, it's kind of trying to consolidate like it. This thing is an interesting one, that's for sure. VNet, looks like we're trying to hold this area. It's kind of just going sideways, which it could, but it does kind of have that feel like it'll probably go a little bit higher for most of the day. Came down, tried to get down towards the lows, didn't quite get there. Now it's kind of continuing its little upward momentum here. Take a look at the daily real quick. Yeah, it's pretty extended. I didn't realize it had made that big of a move last week. Something, if you have more shares, could be something worth trying to fade this thing for quite a bit. It's definitely has some room to the downside. APPS attempting a little bit of a breakout here on not much volume through Friday's highs. There goes MVTA trying to bust back down through 26. It's right at that moving average again and previous resistance. Is that what I have up? Nope. just to show you what I'm talking about. We got that previous resistance from over here, that spike from earlier. Just trying to use it as support here. If it fails, it should probably come down to this 2570 area, I would think, for a possible chance at more support. But if you really look at it, the real support would be right here around 2550. That was being used quite a few times here. Big drop there on VNet. Got through the trend line. See if it wants to continue down through this 2020 area. NVTA does look super heavy here, which is probably what they want you to think. Noise. Attaboy DD. DD like disappeared this morning, comes back, and he's like, yep, I am 6 for 7, 1.25 quota. Let's go. Constantine. Attaboy. It wouldn't let me woohoo you. You're still... I need the time period. Yeah, look, there goes NVTA right back to the upside. He said Billy was a good one. I didn't even see Billy. Oh, that was a scooper. Nice. There we go. We got through that 2020 area. Coming down to 20. Let's see if we can get down there. 2008, 07. Looking for that 20 break. Talk about some patience on this chart. That's for sure. Look at that straight consolidation. Look at this M that formed here. See if it wants to continue like an M pattern should. Does not want to let me give Constantine that woohoo. Popping back up through that 2020 area. See what it wants to do here at this trend line now. I think we are going to move this down to right above 50. Let's do 1974, 2051. Give it a little bit less room to go back up against us here. Could use VWAP, but I'm just ready to be out of the trade, right? Now it's just starting to get to the point where there's really no point in staying in the trade too much longer. There we go. Trying to come down again here. SPY's, I don't know, SPY's trying to do what the SPY does. Trying to find support here, I guess, in this like 307 area. Definitely been a rough couple weeks. I'm running into some tough trades, that's for sure. NVTA could have been nice. Just started it a little early. Also probably started adding in a little bit too early as well. I wanted to get more size into it, but man, that thing just kept on going. That's the only problem with it. Craig, I like to think so. I've withdrew money a few times now. Just we're working on scaling up, but as of lately, it's been a tough couple of weeks. We're still profitable, like we're still green overall, even in these last couple of weeks. It's just there's been some tough trades in there. Some very tough ones that just aren't really giving us the typical moves that we're used to. I mean, they're giving us the moves we're used to as far as getting into the, like they're showing our edge, our setup, our strategy, but they're not giving us the pullbacks that we're used to. I mean, granted, NVTA did give a decent pullback, right? If we want to get technical, let's take a look. Technically, let's take a look at the fib. We go to the start of the move here. Our 50% line. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, right? So we can't really say it didn't give us a pullback. It did. It's just our average sucked. It was just really bad. We never got our ad up in there. So we started it early, and it just, hey, it happens, right? You're gonna have these bad trades. We had aces. This is how I like to explain it. If you're a poker player, we had pocket aces. We made a raise, got called. See the flop, it's pretty bad. It's like Jack 10-9, all hearts, and we don't have the ace of hearts. We got 2 black aces. So we started to get this pullback. We're in a little heavy, don't have the best average, and we get the pullback to about 50%. So decent turn card. Let's say it's like the 2 of clubs. So it's completely useless. It gives us a better chance of thinking that we're in control of this hand. And then the river comes, and it's the queen of hearts. So now you got 4 hearts out there. You got 4 to a straight, and you're sitting there with basically a hand that beats almost nothing. And unfortunately, they shove all in. They were first to act. And what are you supposed to do? You just fold, right? Obviously, you're probably beat. You just accept the loss. So pocket aces aren't always going to win. It just happens. It's part of the game, and it sucks. It sucks when they lose. But the quicker that you can learn that you're not in control, the better. And then we got, say, like pocket queens over here, right? We got a nice little extension, and we put a bet in, and it pulled right back. And that was saying, hey, we got a good flop. It was, I don't know, like 10-6-2 rainbow. We put a bet out there, and they folded. There you go. Quick little scalp. It happened. Like, you can relate trading to a lot of different things, but poker's always been my favorite. And again, I can sit here and say, oh, this thing never really pulled back. But, I mean, it did give us that 50% pullback of the move. It's just our average sucked. So it's just part of it. So coming down here on VNet, we're coming down to that 20 area. Let's see what happens. It's most likely with the amount of volume we're getting, going to try to hold 20, obviously. But we're looking for that poke through. Then we're going to see what happens on that poke through. But yeah, that MVTA, that thing's crazy. I think it's going high today again. I said it's got that daily resistance up here at 28. I feel like that's going to be the key area if this thing finally wants to slow down a little bit. There it goes through 27. If it wants to give us a move straight up there, might look to scalp this again. See if it wants to go straight up to 28. Looking for that big pop like before. Not playing any guessing games here. We're just looking for intense moves. AKA like 40, 50 cent moves. That was what happened here. We had the nice extension candle already, and then it just popped like another 40 cents right up to 27. So that's kind of what we're looking for here, but this thing is kind of running out of juice, it seems like. There it goes, just trying, looking for a squeeze. And that's the thing too, you could have a lot of people that were shorting here, and that's kind of why you get this squeeze here, because you get a lot of people covering out of their short positions. But there's a lot of people that are stubborn and they hold on to these, and now, you know, it's like, do they cover here? Are they still fighting? Like, what's their goal? Is their goal that 28 resistance? So looking at VNet real quick, since NVTA is not really doing what we want, we're looking for that big squeeze. I think I'm going to move my stop down even lower here to this 2030 area. I can get rid of this trend line. It's not really doing too much now. Let's see, 2029 was used twice here, so let's move this down. We'll do 35. So we're just going to kind of trail it down at this point, but we're still looking for that 20 break. There goes NVTA trying to squeeze here. Let's see what happens. See if it wants to go right to 28. It's kind of stalling here. Was really looking for it to go straight. Still a little too grindy here. Really want that push up. Doesn't look like it wants to give it to us. I'm not really interested in trying to guess if this is the top or not, right? It's not what we do. There we go, it's trying. Still not really what I was looking for. We want one of these. We want one of these types of candles. This is a $1.12 candle, right? We're only getting these like 30, 40-cent candles. Although 28 probably will be used as some sort of resistance here, I'm not really looking to get in on these little grindy type candles. There's the shutdown for the time being. Oh, somebody marketing probably out of a position. You don't really see too many people marketing into a short position. And it could be, but you don't see it too often. With big size, I should say. I mean, if you're trading the kind of size I am, it's a little different. You're not going to move the price like that. So I'm going to let that go for now. We'll go back to VNet and kind of watch what this is doing. I'm keeping an eye on MVTA, but it's not really doing what we wanted it to do at the current moment. Just waiting for VNet to kind of pick its direction here down at 20, seeing if it wants to use it as support or if it wants to go through, see if we can get down towards the low of day. Nice, Devin. Devin got a trade there on NCLH to the short side. Devin promised. He didn't promise, but he said he's going to make it happen. He's going to get a mic, so he'll be in the chat tomorrow in the Discord. We shall see. I'm holding him accountable by telling you guys. Getting kind of hungry. All I ate was that beef stick this morning. So it does look like VNet is trying to find support there yet again. So we got our stop here. It's a pretty tight stop at this point because it would be going through that moving average, also through where it did try to hold resistance a couple times. So if it wants to get through that 29.30 area, we're just looking at the stop out. So there's 33. We're sitting at 35. Not quite. Devin and his pancakes. Now he's making crepes. It's kind of funny. Come on, VNet. Give us another one of them big red candles right below 20. While this is trying to work back down, I will BRB. And I'm back. Trying that 20 area again, I see. Let's go. It's got to get there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth test. Fourth or fifth test. NVTA finally getting that little bit of a drop. It is trying to use that previous resistance where we scalped it a little bit earlier as support, though. But we're not interested in that. It's not really doing what we want it to do. There we go. Lots of shares there at 20, getting eaten through. That's the only time I will say that level 2, you can kind of see something happening, is when there is a big order there and it's actually like staying there and get like the shares are going through. That's the only time that you can really say that level 2 is worth looking at. We finally got that test. That was a lot of shares sitting there. I would assume we're going to come back down to it. But at the same time, I almost took it off there just because. But if we do get down there and it does seem to not want to get through, we probably will look to take it off. When you have a lot of shares sitting there like that, the price tends to be attracted to it. But it might take a while for it to get through, so I'm probably just going to take this off here. Yeah, we're going to take it off there. So it ends up being a pretty good trade. There's a lot of shares sitting there at 20, and it was proven that they're actually sitting there looking to get filled. It's probably a pretty big position that helped push this down, and they're looking to get covered at that key area. So whether that actually does get eaten through or not, not really going to look to mess with it. It's a pretty key whole dollar out of 20. We weren't looking to get too much more out of it. We rode this down pretty well, so I'm not going to be too upset with the overall position. Plus, it started to really slow down. Don't really want to sit here for another, half hour looking to see if that 20 area wants to break. So pretty good trade, and I like it. Can't complain. Let's see if it does go through, just out of curiosity. Shares are going. You can see it. See the share. It goes. Wow, look at that. So it did go right through. See if it's really not the pop down through that I thought we were going to get, though. So that guy is super happy. I'm assuming that was definitely a fill from a much larger position on the short side. And yeah, this is not, it'll probably move down, probably test low a day. But hey, I'm happy with it. I probably should have, I told you it was going to retest it. When there's that many shares there, you're looking for those supply zones, and that was definitely a supply zone. But I didn't think it was going to go through that quick. I'm not going to lie. I thought we only got through about 30,000 of the 80,000 that was sitting there. So I didn't think it was just going to pop through like it did, but can't really complain about this chart too much. So I use CMEG, yes, because there's no PDT rule. Yep, like Thomas said, to get around the PDT rule. So the curtain is dropping on the last live show. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. You had me at hello, February. Oh, Vincenzo, I love you. So yeah, like I had said, Vincenzo, not gone forever. There's still going to be live streams, still doing the Friday night live streams. If you're a high-level support member of the channel, we're still going to do the 2 Saturday nights. So those are still going to happen, just not doing these morning streams anymore. It's just, it's a little too much. And like I had said earlier, the stream itself isn't really growing. I don't think we've really ever got past 20 viewers pretty consistently. And to be completely honest, it's a little discouraging to see some new YouTubers kind of pop up and, do their thing, and they have more people watching them, instantly. And it's like, man, but I will say they do cater to the 90% a little bit more. So I get it. I'm not expecting, I don't want the 90%ers really attracted to my channel. That's kind of the whole point behind it. But at the same time, from a business perspective, it's really not worth keeping the stream running for something that's not benefiting the business as well as my trading as a whole. Because for this to really work, you really need my trading to work. So I really need to focus on that first and foremost. And then in the future, hopefully when everything's kind of just, business as usual, and we can do this without blinking an eye, like knowing our strategy, like the back of our hand, whatever analogy you want to use, then we can explore that option again. And hopefully by then the channel will be a little bit bigger as well. So maybe we'll attract more viewers and all that good stuff. And like I said, we're still going to be doing at least one of these a month where it's open to everybody. We're going to be doing, I haven't determined this yet, but I'm going to say we're going to do at least 2 for like a members only thing per month at least. So it'll be like 1 for everybody, 2 for that, and then we'll still be doing the Friday nights and the Saturday nights. So you got to realize I was doing literally streaming every single day, including the Friday night streams and the 2 Saturday night streams. So it's just a little much. So it's time to kind of dial it back a little bit, recompose, and really focus on our trading and see what we can, get out of it. So let me answer these questions. Is it similar to U stock? How are the fills? I need something that won't go bonkers when I need it. Webull always has glitches. It is definitely not like U stock. U stock is, I believe, browser based. If I'm not correct, correct me. But the fills using DOS, they're awesome, but it's not free. You're paying $125 a month to use it, as well as the commissions per trade. So it costs money to use CMEG, but at the same time, you're getting real fills. Now, granted, I was just talking about this earlier with the slippage. That's not the best because you definitely get some pretty bad negative slippage on your stops if you're using market orders. But at the same time, I always say it's a necessary evil. If you want to avoid the PDT rule, you don't have $25,000 to put into a U.S. account. Unfortunately, it's just what you have to do. So for day trading and beating the PDT rule, CMEG is the way to go. Exactly. And that's why I say it's a necessary evil that you got to pay to play, is what I always like to say. Ha! Call me Marshall Mathers. Exactly. They cater. The 90% are always losing. I'm trying to be the 10%, which is why I'm watching you. Well, I appreciate that. That does mean a lot. It makes me realize that those are the type of people. I like to attract the people that are willing to give it their all, and they're looking for an edge in the market that is not what the 90% are catering to. Because what the 90% are doing are what the 90% are doing. That's why they're the 90%. So, but like I said, from a business perspective, as well as my own trading, my focus overall, just burning out, that's really why we're going to tone it back a little bit. That's really all this is. Like I said, we'll revisit it in the future. But for now, we're going to dial it back a little bit. Do not even call me. Yeah, I do plan on putting more videos out explaining the scanners. And that's another thing. By not going live so much, I won't be so burnt out from doing this that when trading's kind of over, I can take that time after I'm done my video to kind of reinvest it into more educational type videos and stuff like that. So that is part of why I'm doing this. So that's nice that you brought that up, because that is something I didn't mention earlier, but it is part of the reasoning. Yeah, I do have some videos on the scanners already. Like if you go to my main page, it should be under like the top part, like under my partnerships, there's a ISW video where I pretty much go through. I do need to update it though, because we do have new scanners and stuff like that within. But yeah, so I do have to update that. But there are old ones that are still pretty much holding true to everything I say in the video. The different colors, the blue and the yellow, that means they're lower floats. So you have to keep tabs on that. The yellow is like a micro float. I believe it's 2 million or under. The blue, I believe, goes from 3 million to I think it's 20 or 25 million. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So basically it's a warning to you that, hey, when you're looking at this, it's a low float. So it's just to let you know that the float's low. When it highlights gold, that means it's hitting your alerted amount on the i3 part of the scanner. So that's when it's saying, hey, it's time to pull this chart up and take a look at it. But yeah, just the highlighted colors, that's just for the float. You leave, I throw myself off Mount Fuji, Trader Boy. Don't say that, Coco. Don't say that. Come in the Discord. Everybody come in the Discord. I'll be in there. But for now, I am going to get out of here. Don't forget to like the video. I am still going to be doing that gift card giveaway for this week. It's not because you guys liked the videos last week, but it is, you know, just my way of giving back to the channel. It's going to be for $25. You guys, if I were doing the likes, it was short of $25. So that's proof that I'm not doing it for the likes. But yeah, it's going to be $25. It'll be in one of the videos this week. So keep a lookout for that. And that's all I have for you. If you have any more questions, join the Discord, and I will talk to you guys in there. Peace. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. What's up, traders? 3 total trades today, 2 on NVTA and 1 on VNet. I forgot the ticker. What's up, traders? 3 total trades today, 2 on NVTA, 1 on VNET. Let's get to it. All right, traders, that was my trades. We'll start here on NVTA. This is the one that kind of got away from us. It kind of sucked, but hey, these trades are going to happen, right? We started this one a little bit early. We had that previous resistance sitting here at 2250. We jumped in when it got up there towards 23. Our first entry was actually right at 23. It was 22.92, and it felt very toppy there. Looking at the live trade, if you go back, that was why when it tried to jump through 23, we were okay with it. We were looking for this thing to kind of feel a little toppy there through 23, and it was. As you can see, it did come back down through all the way to 22.85, but then it said, hey, we're not done. So it popped back up, and we ended up getting this third ad, which ended up being right before the 50 break, which was at 23.40. And after that, we were looking for the 23.50 break, and unfortunately, we got a little bit more than that. This thing went straight up through, and it went right up to 24. So we got our ad on the other side of 24, thinking that this was going to be a great spot, thinking that, okay, we're going to look to get a little bit of a pullback. If not, we're going to hopefully consolidate and look to move back down towards that previous resistance. But this thing had other plans. This thing shot straight up towards 25. We got another ad up there. Let's see where the ad was. It was at, where'd it go? 24.70. So we got all the way up towards 25. I think we hit it on the pop through 24.50 when it was around that area. And then this thing, right after we hit it, just kept going. This thing was just making us go, wow. And sure enough, this thing went all the way up to 26. We completely missed that pop up there towards 26. It happened so fast, came pretty much straight back down. You can see that kind of candle. It was a big squeeze candle. It came right back down. And then it started to consolidate here. So the only problem that I think I had with this trade was that I did not add in this consolidation and just risking off the highs. We were risking off the highs anyway. At that point, our max loss was pretty much right at that key level of high of day. So I think that kind of got in my head that if we added those last shares in this consolidation and then it went high of day, we were going to be over our max loss. And I think that kind of played into my head a little bit, but we had to realize that we were still in a situation where we were looking for a pretty good pullback after this big move. Could have drew the fibs and realized that that area was right around where we ended up getting our cover. We didn't draw the fibs live. We actually drew this after the fact. So it was a pretty good read on our part to notice that we were about 50% of the way when we took off most of our position. We were looking for this to continue down towards our average. Our average was really crappy. It was at 23.81. So we were really looking for this thing to come back down and help us out just because we didn't get that ad. Even if we did get that ad, it would have put us right at where we did cover. It would have put us right around 24.15. And it's one of those things. We can't go back and fix it. But in the future, the whole point of splitting my 112 into half, 1-1, so it's still 112, just in 3 more, like I get an additional 3 entries, was to try to hit the total of the 1-1, so the first 4, if it makes a move like this on the front side, and then look to add in those extra shares on the back side with minimal risk, knowing where high of day, where our stop is going going to be, right? That's the idea. But knowing that I got one of those last ads on the front side, when it started to consolidate, and knowing that I did my math where my max loss without any more ads was right above high of day, it definitely got in my head, and we ended up not taking the ad. Could have came down, so this could have been a break-even trade if we would have taken our position off on this pullback. But unfortunately, we didn't get that ad. It didn't end up a break-even trade. It ended up a decent loss, but nothing too crazy. So it consolidated here. It moved higher, and then we saw this break here, and we saw a bit of a squeeze. So this is a trade that we would have entered if we were never in this trade, and that's why we took it. However, we got the pretty quick pullback right to that previous resistance, so we took it off, right? It was just a quick in, quick out type trade. And as you can see, it did consolidate there and ended up moving higher yet again. It is starting to finally pull back, but that was just a trade that we would have taken irregardless of this first trade. So moving over to our second trade, which was on VNET. This one was much better looking than NVTA. But these are what we look for. NVTA was just out of control. Previous resistance here at 2070. This thing moved up. We got our first entry here at 2133. It popped up through 2150. We got to add. And then, as you can see, this thing rolled over, took 75% of our position on the way back down. We were looking to see what it did here at previous resistance. We got to pop through, took some of it off. It did come up, it used that as resistance, and it kept trying to use it as resistance over and over again. And we saw the base of 20 forming. We were looking to try to get low a day here, but we waited quite a bit through this consolidation for this to try to come down here at 20. And there was a really big buyer there. Usually we don't pay attention to level 2, but it was kind of hard to miss the 80,000 shares that were sitting there at 20. And eventually it actually did get eaten up, and it did go through, but as you can see, it got bought right back up and it's back through. But we were looking for closer to low of day, and when I saw that big order sitting there, when we came down and tried to retest it again, I just took it off thinking that it was going to take a long time to get through, even though it happened pretty much right after that. And as you can see, the big volume spikes there to get through it. But there was a lot of people buying up as well, and that's what caused it to kind of start to consolidate back to the upside. So that was our two trades. If you guys missed it, I put it at the beginning of this. I'm going to put it at the beginning of this anyway, but there's not going to be any more live streams in the morning. If you're interested in why, it's just because I've been getting a little burnt out. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from it. We are still going to do a live stream that's open to everyone at least once a month. We're still going to be doing the Friday night live streams. Those are always going to be there. I find those to be very helpful to not only me, but to people that like to join in. They're very educational, and we kind of get to talk about, get that one last little dose of the stock market before the weekend. For anybody that is part of the high-level support for the Saturday night live streams, so those are still going to happen. There's still going to be 2 of those every month. We're going to be doing this Saturday for the second one for this month. And that's all I have for you today. So if you want to participate in the Discord, feel free. I'm still going to be in there every morning. Just not going to be live streaming anymore because it's just a little bit too much of a burden at the moment, and I'm going to just scale it back a little bit. So that's all I have. Like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Always appreciate that support. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.